Oh, hi everyone. My name's Alina, and this is a Three Worlds presentation. I have chosen Matthew 23, 6 through 10, and that says, "They love to have the place of honor at banquets and the best seats in the synagogues, and to be greeted with respect in the marketplaces, and to have people call them rabbi. But you are not to be called rabbi, for you have one teacher, and you are all students. And call no one your father on earth, for you have one Father, the one in heaven. Nor are you to be called instructors, for you have one instructor, the Messiah." I feel that this is a very strong passage for Matthew. That's why I've chosen it. Now, in the literary world, in this text, Jesus was telling his crowds and the disciples, as in Matthew 23:1, not to do as they see the Pharisees doing to others, because they don't do what they themselves are teaching. From my understanding, don't imitate their actions because they don't match what they are teaching. Only do as they teach. They want the title for respect, but are not willing themselves to follow through. First of all, the only Father we should be calling is the one in heaven, not the rabbi here on earth. When Jesus is referring to the one instructor that they had, he was referring to himself, because he was the only instructor that really led by example. He wanted everyone to become sons and daughters of God, and he knew the only way to do that was for everyone to respect all people, but not to worship anyone else. For there is only one God and one instructor that can lead you the right way. And Jesus knew this. According to Craybill, Jesus is getting rid of all titles because everyone is equal. He is also letting the people know that they set these rules and they themselves do not follow. In other words, Jesus is saying, do as they say, not as they do, in my opinion. Jesus led by example and showed everyone how to serve and trust in God by doing so himself. That is how we know we can trust him. Now, in the historical world, when reading this passage, it would have been helpful to understand that during those times when greeting people in a peaceful manner was important because it was a law according to Craybill during those times. Jesus knew how important one's status was to self, but that just showed that many were above others and that life was not equal. Jesus had put an end to the titles. Others had to create equality amongst all by reminding everyone that there is only one God and one instructor. Also, the term rabbi in those times was referred to as teacher. Now, in the contemporary world, after reading the passage and Craybill's examples, I find that this is about how some people feel they can be defined by their titles, and that we tend to forget what is most important. People become so focused on becoming something, they begin to wear a title, forgetting who our God is, which I see as a temptation because that's exactly what Satan wants, is us to become so distracted with titles that we forget to learn from our instructors, our instructor Jesus. What I have gathered from this passage that can relate to society today is that we must remember that there is only one God to be called on, and not to get so caught in all the different titles that we have today that we forget to serve our Father. I also see the importance of having one instructor because it is the one true person that led by example and was not a hypocrite. Jesus was a wise man who wanted the best for everyone. That is how I personally see this passage, and I see the importance in it. But I also do know, as I've mentioned previously, that I do struggle with the Bible, so that's how I see it though. Alright, thank you.